All right, you guys, today we are talking food security. All right, busy day on the farm today. It's actually a gorgeous, gorgeous Midwest day.
It is. It's
which,
beautiful.
like,
yes.
No humidity or anything. It's really nice. So, because of the nice weather and because of what we have going on, we have a lot to do.
Yeah.
So
we've got Livestock Guardian jump gates.
Yes.
Which is getting the animals around the pasture. Okay.
Making a puppy.
Whelping pen.
Whelping pen, is that what it's called?
Something like that, sure. Whelping box, yeah.
We've got puppies coming. We just got a surprise arrival of our chicks. Yesterday they came
got like,
early.
What, 300 plus birds?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
The neighbors are hooking us up with some lumber for some later projects for building meat bird, pasture, chicken tractor type of things.
Yeah, new meat bird tractors.
Yep. And then Julianne also needs some new rabbit pasture type things built.
Right.
So we got that going on.
So we've got a lot to do, but as we go through today, we want to talk about something that's kind of a hot topic right now, but kind of something serious. Let's talk about food security, what we're doing, and what you're doing.
Yep. What the puppy's doing? And a kitty. Lots of chickens in here.
Yeah, yesterday we got our one and only large order of chicks, and
Well, we say one only for right now.
for this year. For this year, I'm doing a different approach this year. We decided to do one large batch only of our meat birds this year.
So we do meat birds here on the farm. We've processed a few batches of them so far, and we are doing I believe 150 Cornish cross pastured birds this year. So rough math on that is 150 birds at 5 pounds per bird is 750 pounds. Is that the math?
So that's a lot of meat.
750 pounds of chicken alone. Well, for us, we do it in about 10 weeks. Yeah.
Between 8 and 10
8
weeks,
to 12
depending
weeks,
on the size.
yeah. We do about 10 weeks, because that gets us, 10 weeks gets us at about that 5 pounds per bird.
Last year, we did 2 smaller batches, and we also sold some in our farm shop. But this year, we are doing 1 large batch one time, because we have a lot of people that want to help and want to learn, and why not get it all done at one time.
Yeah.
More and more people are showing interest in learning how to raise and process their own birds.
Right.
Everyone understands that right now when you go to the grocery store, meat is very expensive and you can't always get what you want.
Right.
And one of the ways that we are making sure that our family's provided for and our customers are provided for is is to raise these birds ourselves.
Right.
And that's a lot of meat in really a short amount of time and a short amount of work. We can process all 150 hopefully in one day. We've never done that many, but with help I think we can do that.
Well, we got the pluckers now too.
We have the two pluckers. We have water.
Yeah. We should be able to be. We should be set up to go.
I'm excited this year. I think it'll be good. So we're only going to do a very short time inside of the brooder here,
right?
And then as quick as we can get them on grass. And I'm also excited that we're not harvesting birds in the dead of summer this year.
Yeah,
it's going to be like the first week of October for us. Ish, depending. So once that sun comes up, it'll be a perfect temperature for harvesting birds. No flies. It's going to be a lot better. Not too cold to where your hands are frozen trying to process, you know. But it will be really nice this year, I think.
So something else we have here on the farm for food security that we work on is we've got the lambs and we've got the steer. We've got a leftover dairy steer from our dairy years.
Yep.
So that'll give us about, I'm guessing that's gonna give us about 300 pounds of actual meat. And then we have all the other product, that bone broth, bones, different stuff like that we'll get off them as well. And that's just a very low estimate on that one. And then we also have walking sheep on the property. So our Katahdin hair sheep are non-refrigerator, non-freezer space food security that we have here on the farm as well. So
one thing I want to encourage people in is that anybody can raise meat birds. It does, and it's not too late in the year. We're in Illinois, so we don't have like a lot of, we move into fall very quickly. Our summer ends very quickly and we go into colder weather. And anybody, I mean, I don't care if you live in the middle of a neighborhood, you can get, if you're allowed, you can get meat birds and raise them. You don't have to build anything fancy. You can raise them in an oversized dog cage. Pull them around your backyard, feed them and process them very easily. And even if you want to simplify it, you can skin them. You don't have to go through the plucking. You can just dumb it down a little bit
and get creative to get the food security in your own hands, right?
And learn how to do it so that when push comes to shove, you know, you're not learning on the fly and trying to do that. But rabbits, if you can have rabbits in your backyard, they are super easy to keep in small space.
We've not gotten into it, but quail are super, super quiet and they're super small and they don't require a lot of space. So
start thinking outside of the box a little bit. And yes, we have 14 acres. We can spread out. We can raise 150 meat birds in 2 different tractors, and we can make steps, you know, bigger steps because we do it for ourselves and the community. But wherever you are, start small. Find maybe someone that has some property and ask them, hey, can I raise meat birds on your land?
Work together type of thing.
Work together and trade them, you know, give them a couple meat birds for using their grass or whatever, you know, and just start making these steps in your own food security so that you have something to lean back on if you can't get it from the grocery store.
The farmers are warning us, guys. I mean, if we're not, and this isn't a fear thing, but the farmers are warning us, food costs are gonna go up. All of these costs are gonna be passed on to somebody, and that somebody's gonna be you and I. It's gonna be the end customer. It's not gonna be someone else chewing on that end cost down the road. It's gonna be us paying more for it. So.
And it used to be that it was more expensive to raise high quality food yourself. But because of the food, the price increase on food at the grocery store, it's actually going to end up being cheaper now to raise at home.
And that's time and effort.
But that's okay. Sweat equity goes a long way, and that's okay. But you've got to start, and you have to start. You can start small, but you have to start somewhere. I know you have a lot of projects on your list this week, but what are you up to today?
Today I'm building a jump gate for the livestock guardian dogs. It's basically an upside down triangle that the dogs can jump through to get from one side of the pasture to the other without the big animals or the animals that we don't want getting through, because dogs can jump and they're a little more maneuverable. They can maneuver better than the big animals.
Right.
So it's like, I think the sketch I looked at was 20 inches wide at the top, 22 inches long on the sides, and about 15 to 20 inches off of the ground. So that's what we're working on right now. So this here in the center is going to be the general layout. It's got an 8-inch spread on the bottom, a 20 to 22 inch spread at the top, and then about a 20-inch spread between each side here, okay? It's a spot that their chest can fit through and then their back can fit through and they can jump through it, so coming through this way right there. So we're just building it on a piece of wood here so it's a little bit easier to lay out, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so for right now in our pasture we have a temporary cattle panel that's breaking our pasture in half. So the idea is that we put this jump gate in here about 20 inches off the ground, and that way the dogs can jump in and out of here and get from the east side or the west side to the east side and get through here. So we're going to try to get this secured the right way. It's a temporary gate for us right now, but it's a way to get them moving back and forth and actually doing their livestock guardian dog job. Don't want any short spots out here to hurt the pups. Is that we've captured all the sharp stuff, and I'm going to put one piece across here so that they don't get, I don't want them to get hurt. So we should be able to test it out and see if we can get a Murphy or Heidi through here, huh?
Okay. Oh, please stop. Not used to it yet. Come on, bud. Oh, come here, buddy.
Oh my goodness. What a baby.
Come on.
What a baby.
Come here, buddy. Murphy, Murphy.
Oh my goodness. How cute is he? Come on, Murphy Bear. Who's a Murphy Bear? Good boy. Good boy. Aw.
Come here, bud. Let's go again.
Oh, yeah. Good job, buddy. Aw, Murph.
Couple times figuring that out.
So cute. So, are you happy with how it turned out?
Yeah, like I said, it's a temporary cattle panel gate, so it works for now.
It'll work to get them to this side of the pasture.
Yep. We are 20 inches wide at the top. We are 8 inches wide at the bottom. And then we have a span of 16 inches from top to bottom in between here.
Okay.
So 16 inches in between here for the dog to get in there. And then, and this is supposed to be designed around the Great Pyrenees Anatolian livestock guardian dogs. So they're
which is what
dogs.
we have, yeah.
And it's a total, I went with 20 inches off of the, like between, you can go between 15 and 25 inches off the ground. But I think I'm happy with this height right here.
Because otherwise with sheep we might have an issue.
Right, which is right around 20 inches here. So we'll see how this works out. I don't think the sheep are going to be real motivated to jump through here.
They may not even notice it.
Right. But as long as you can get them going back and forth here.
Yeah. Because you could see, here's the chickens over here. That's the east side.
Yep.
Got currently
rotational grazing.
Big critters here. Yeah. And this is a, not that you can see it, but this is hot wire all the way up the pasture to the back.
Yeah.
So where else would we put one of these, you think?
So we technically have 3 spots that we could build one of these. And that way it would give us one more rotation of grazing, and the dogs can pass through at different spots.
Okay, depending on where we have it blocked, where we don't have it blocked.
The idea is that the dogs are able to patrol and do their job, and we still keep the animals eating grass where we want them to eat grass.
And the only place we don't want the dogs to be able to get is
back to the creek, because it's hard to fence in creeks.
And we don't want to lose our dogs. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. All right, I think it's working.
Is it a kid jump gate?
Kid jump gate? Hey, I guarantee our kids will use it. All right, come on back. Come on back, let's see if it works this way. No splinters. Good job. Success.
There we go.
All right. Something else we do to ensure food here at our farm is we have egg layers. Of course, we have a lot of egg layers because we like chicken eggs for ourselves, but we also like it for the community. So I try to keep around 200 layers here on the farm, and this year is no different. We keep our laying hens for 2 years, and then we either sell or process our old layers, and then we bring in new chicks. If you have been following for any period of time, you know that we hatched out a lot of our own chicks, but I wanted to bolster that this year and add to it. So when I got the Cornish cross this time, I got another 115 or so layers to add to our flock of hens. And so we're raising them up. They are all high production breeds. I've stopped getting pretty fun breeds, and I'm way more practical now. So we get laying high layer breeds that produce beautiful eggs and tons of eggs for us, which is always here. Every morning you could walk out and have food right in your backyard, and anybody can start with layers. If they have never had chickens before, it's a perfect way to kind of introduce yourself to farm fresh foods right in your backyard, and having those eggs every day is such a great option when it comes to food security. Cock-a-doodle-doo! So yes, one other way to make sure you have food security, and Julianne goes out every morning and picks. We're getting the most beautiful purple beans right now. They're gorgeous. They're purple beans. It's fun to have pretty food too, but food security, you know,
cucumbers, zucchinis,
cucumbers galore. Yeah, having a good garden. But I think, you know, we kind of just get going and get these projects going, and sometimes you don't realize how much you actually have accessible to you.
Right, how much you're producing.
Until you're in it, and you're realizing how much you're producing per year. You don't have to start with 150 birds. You don't have to start with 200 layers.
Yeah,
you know,
like we talked about earlier.
We talked about this before. You can have a backyard chickens and just have some of these options, or really, you know, start finding your farmers. We talk about this all the time. Find your farmers, find your community and your people, and volunteer your time there.
And
build a relationship there.
I still think that for anyone wanting to get started, is small intensive areas do super well. Our kitchen garden up front is producing cucumbers, it's producing vegetables, it's producing a lot of stuff. You know, having a run with chickens in there, you know, 12 or 18 or 20 chickens, whatever it would be, you know, 6 chickens. Having those things, having the high density places that you start off and you just do well at.
Yeah.
It's fine, do it.
Yeah.
Get out and do it, right?
Yeah, learn where your farmers markets are and stuff. I think it's gonna be interesting the next few months to see kind of what transpires in the economy and in all
resources,
the things,
everything,
and the resources. So I think it would be a wise time to start learning skills.
Yep.
Even if you may not have to use them, learn the skills, start walking them out, get your trial and error underway, you know, and just begin your journey in this area of food security and finding those places to tuck in and start doing something beneficial.
And like we're in a season right now where you can totally, you could start, the kids are being kids, you could totally start, you know, we're getting into that late summertime here where you could start your lettuces, your cold weather crops.
We're gonna do that soon.
Your second or third planting, depending on what you're planting. So don't be afraid to jump in and do some research on what you can plant. Lettuces, radishes, beets, turnips, that type of stuff. Cold weather crops, yeah. So get after it and start growing more food.
Yeah, you guys hit that subscribe button. We're happy to have you a part of the Heartway Farms family, and we've got lots of neat stuff coming up in the future, and we're happy to share it with all of you. So hit subscribe, share us with your friends and family, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Have a blessed day.